Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's get into this makeup routine. So I think I'm a makeup artist now because I did like 3 eyeshadow looks last year. Did I? Like, who knows? Let's insert the looks here. Boom, boom, boom. I am still learning, but what possessed me to buy this makeup palette? I have no idea. This eyeshadow palette, let me show you. It's from Morphe. Look at all these colors. Who am I? Well, we are going to try a brown smoky eye. That's what I'm trying to do today with this palette. So if you're interested in seeing how I feel or succeed, let's get into this. Skincare is the truly most important part of your makeup process. So I have been loving using this new item that I got from Sephora by Glow Recipe. It's called the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops, and I feel like for 2021, niacinamide is going to be the hyaluronic acid of 2021. Like, it's gonna be that ingredient that you hear all the time. And niacinamide helps with hyperpigmentation. It has B12, I believe, but it helps with brightening. And this product also gives you like this natural glow without any glitter. Like, you can use this in the beginning, during, and after in your makeup process. And I just been loving it. Like, it's an instant glow. So just one pump. Instant glow. Crazy. So the next, we'll just keep the glow going. I've been also loving my Laneige Glowy Serum for makeup. Is that what it's called? Glowy Makeup Serum. Oh, Carla's texting me. What's going on, Carla? She wants to go to Savannah. I want to go to Savannah too. I haven't been to Savannah in a while. I try to go to New York in the fall every year, but that didn't happen last year. And then I have to go somewhere cold every summer. Like, usually, like, I went to Canada one year. I went to Colorado one year. Washington. I just have to escape the heat. But no, I was here for all the heat this year. Didn't go anywhere. I cannot believe I did not go anywhere all of 2021. 2020. I don't even want to speak. I have PTSD, I realize, of 2020. Just like, even saying 2020, we know what it has a connotation all on its own. Like, it has a life of its own. So it's like, ugh. But like, even like with the first week of the new year, and like, I'm just like, you know what? The memes though have been getting me through. The memes of these idiots at the Capitol. And then the memes of like, like the stimulation meme, the stimulation check memes. Have you seen those? Oh my gosh. There's like one. I have to show it to you guys. It is hilarious. The shade room keeps me like smiling. I am not mad at it. Like, while y'all showing this Capitol building, I'm gonna go in and change my stimulation, the stimulation check from $600 to $10,000. Like, thank you. That's prioritizing. So we're hydrated, right? We are glowing. I'll put a little lip balm. It's always good to put this on first in the beginning of the makeup process, so it's nice and hydrated by the time you get to lips towards the end. Oh, and this has also been really nice to use. It's Biossance, I think that's how you say it. Squalane and Rose Vegan Lip Balm. Okay, and of course, after giving myself all this glow, I'm gonna put powder on to take it away. Because that is, you know, that makes sense. But this is what I have to do. You guys already know. Look at my massive.
I was gonna say.
It's massive.
That is.
This is my face for reference. This is not. It's huge. We're gonna go in with some powder, my Laura Mercier. And I have my mirror. I didn't have to ask Natalie. I was like, I'm gonna be prepared today. Have you watched anything good lately?
Watched Bridgerton.
Oh, okay. We could talk about that. Okay, what did you think?
I mean, I really liked it overall.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little shocked when we got about halfway in. And it
The sex scenes. I'm like, this is porn. What is happening?
It took a turn real quick.
But I kind of felt that that was going to happen just because it's Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah.
And this is Netflix. This is not regular TV. And if you watched, like, How to Get Away with Murder or Scandal, she pushed the envelope with the sex scenes in that. And I would always be like, geez Louise, lady, like, I gotta fast forward. You're making me blush. Like, this is too much.
But overall, I loved, like, the whole concept of it.
Yeah. Like, I loved, like the diverse,
the queen.
Oh, yeah. Like, my brothers would always make fun of me because I love period pieces, like Pride and Prejudice, all that stuff. But my brother's like, why do you watch this stuff? Like, you know where black people were during these times. And I'm like, I understand that. I understand. But, like, to see a black queen and, like, the Duke of Hastings is this gorgeous, yummy, oh my gosh. Anyway, yes, it was great. It reminded me kind of like the casting of Disney's Cinderella remake back in 1998 or 96 with Brandy as Cinderella and Whitney Houston as the godmother. I was just like, and then the prince was like Filipino and he's so cute. I still have a crush on him. Can we insert a photo of him and Brandy right here? So cute. Oh my gosh. Love you. Yes, I love diversity. Like, that's what the world looks like. Why not, like, reflect that? And, like, everyone's loving it, you know? Besides, like, there's just so much like, I think it would have been nicer because, okay, I love Pride and Prejudice. That is one of my favorite, most romantic movies. The remake from 2000? Yeah, 2000 or 2001 or something. Early 2000. One with Keira Knightley, okay? That movie is one of the most romantic movies, and there's literally one kiss at the end. The last scene. There's no sex scenes. There's nothing. And it's just, you know what gets me going in that movie? You know what is equivalent to, like, a sex scene in Bridgerton? When Darcy, like, is walking. Oh my god, I'm getting, like, chills just thinking about it. And his hand flexes, like, and he's just, like, he just touched Elizabeth, like, briefly in passing, and he's just walking in his hand. Oh my gosh, Darcy. Woo! You can't, no, I don't care, Bridgerton. The Duke of Hastings is hot and all, but you can't get past what Darcy and Elizabeth have. Like, it's completely, like, magnetic. It's, like, on fire. Like, every scene, like the dance scene, like when they're in the ball and then all of a sudden it's just them. I digress. I just think that Shonda Rhimes is trying to push the envelope with everything that she does, and so that's why that was there. But I just felt like the show could have done without it and still be really, really successful. But I thought the character of Daphne was, I don't know, like I liked her because I saw her in something else before. I was like, I couldn't quite place her. I'm like, I've seen this girl before. She has this, like, this weird prettiness about her. And I'm like, I don't know where I've seen her before, but I've seen her before. And then I had to finally, like, Google it because it was, like, driving me crazy. And she was on Younger. And I did watch, I enjoyed Younger. She was Irish on that show. Anyway. So I finally pinpointed that and I was like, oh, okay, I know where this girl is from. And so it gave me, like, range. I'm like, oh, she can, you know, she could do, if you could do a period piece, I feel like you got some chops to you. So it was nice to kind of see what she's able to do, because in Younger, she didn't really have, like, a lot of scenes. But I don't know, she wasn't like, oh my gosh, she wasn't Brandy and Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, I feel like if they casted her as a dark-skinned black woman, that would have been really something. You know, that was just, you know, my 2 cents. I'm not Shonda Rhimes. I'm not getting paid the big bucks. But, you know, no one asked. But this is my channel. Oh, man. All right, so now I'm doing my brows now. I'm using my Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. Oh, gosh. I thought I had some in here. I'm on the very end of it. Eloise was the best. I loved her. Eloise and her bestie, Penelope Penn. I want to name a kid Penelope and Clara Penny. That's so cute. Yeah, I loved them the best. She was just so funny. She's like, oh, I want to be just like, I can't do an accent. Whistle down. Unmarried and makes your own money. Like, that was like such a great line. Like, I'm like, yes, you don't need to, like, a marriage market. Like, that's so wild. And that was like real, you know, like, you out for the season. I like the chasteness of like of the times, because that's just me. Like, I'm just very chaste and modest and stuff. So like, I would love the idea of like getting together to promenade, and just like walk around with your betrothed. That is so cute. What I didn't like was like the focus on Marina, the only black girl in it, and she's doing like the most treasonous, messed up stuff. She's trying to do a little scandal, you know. But you know what I did like was Penn being so petty. Okay, spoiler, we're gonna talk about who Whistle Down is. So if you haven't watched Bridgerton and you want to watch Bridgerton, I don't know why you're still watching at this point here, but we're gonna talk about Whistle Down. So it is revealed at the end of the show that Whistle Down is actually Penelope. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I had no idea. It did shock me when I was like, Penelope? It would be the most.
I said she wouldn't write about her friend in the
right.
book, but
Penelope is not Whistle Down. She knows who Whistle Down is. She's working with them. Like, somehow. I just don't understand how it's gonna work out. But I'm using my Rare Beauty. I'm gonna leave everything linked below, guys. We're gonna use my Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer. And this is the color Chestnut. So I have been undertaking finding the perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe. And I'm struggling, y'all. Chocolate chip cookies, like, I want to make one that's like pillowy, like, but every time I bake it, it spreads and it's flat and I get disappointed. I'm like, how do I make a puffy, pillowy chocolate chip cookie? That's what I want to do. So if you guys have any suggestions or recipes, please tell me in the comments. Okay, so now I'm going to bring that concealer down to my lid because we're going to do eyes first. So we're doing the makeup process a little different. I've been practicing, y'all. I've been trying to figure out like where in the process I'm supposed to do makeup, like my eye makeup, and different makeup artists do it differently. Some do it after they do their base. But I realized trying both ways that doing it before just helps. Like, I just feel better about the process and I can clean things up if need be. So we're going in with the Morphe. What is this one called? I don't know. 3502 Second Nature palette. I also got a bunch of brushes from Morphe too. I'm gonna go in with this. Oh god, I almost hit the mic. I'm gonna go in with this color first. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with these two colors. And yeah, I'm just gonna use two colors. That's it to create this look. I did this with another palette, so I hope it comes out looking okay with this one. So yes. Oh no, like already 2 seconds in, the brush is betraying me. So yeah, that's how I put a little bit at the end, a little bit in the inner crease, and then I blend together all over the lid. Okay, so that's nice and pretty. Like that in itself, I'm like, I would just wear that. But we are trying to grow. 2021 is about growth. See, I still have PTSD. I want to say 2020. But we're not there anymore. Okay, and so what I've been seeing is that for now, the second color, you're not going to like buff it in, you're gonna pat it on, which I am using this, I don't know what this brush is, but I will leave everything linked below. But we're just going to pat this on and build it up. You're gonna keep that first brush with that first color close so that you can soften the lines. Okay. So you just keep going back and forth until you get the look that you want, because you don't want it to be like harsh, like you want it to kind of like gradient, like diffuse into the other color. So you're just gonna go back and forth until you get the right ratio combination. And then after I do my like my under eye makeup, like my highlight, I'll go in with these two colors again and an inner corner highlight. So that's it, guys. So we are going to do the rest of my eye makeup, my liquid eyeliner. This is from LA Colors. It's like $3, but I love the applicator tip. It's long and it's liquid, so that I just have a better control for the shape of, oh shoot, for the shape of my eye. Like this just helps so much. I need this closer. That looks like, look at me. I have the eyeshadow on. I'm still shooketh. You guys, it's only 2 colors, but here I am. Like, I did like this really in-depth Nikki tutorials or something. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry down a little bit, and then the only way I realize that I can apply eyelashes is if they're magnetic. And I tried with the what do you call it, the Huda Beauty lashes. They're really pretty lashes, but I just can't apply glue. Like there's glue everywhere. It's in my eyeball, like, and then it's on my cheek. So after I let my regular liquid eyeliner dry, I go in on my lash line very close to put the magnetic liner so that I can pop my lashes on. All right, so now back to the base. It's all about that base, all that base. So we're gonna go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in the color 510W. In my practice of like doing my makeup, like in doing foundation after I do my eyeshadow, I usually always put my foundation over my eyelid. One time after doing my entire eye makeup, I did that just out of like, just being so used to doing that. And I was like, no, like I ruined everything. Oh my gosh. I watched on Netflix Manhunt about the Olympic Centennial Park bomber. It happened in 1996, so I was like maybe in 2nd or 3rd grade. No, I was probably in 4th grade. I remember it happening in the news because it was in Atlanta, but I had no idea like what was going on. So it's kind of cool to see like what was going on at the time and how the FBI just like ruined this man's life, like, and did not apologize. This is not a spoiler because this is real life, okay? The Olympics was in Atlanta in 1996, and at one of the concerts that night in Centennial Park, there was a security guard who was manning his post, and he saw a suspicious looking bag just by itself. This guy is kind of like this like overweight, super zealous like security cop. Like he's a field police officer. Like he kind of, yeah, exactly. Mall cop, exactly. And so no one like really takes him seriously, but he like takes his job very seriously, even if it's just like manning this post, because they have like FBI people there at the Olympics anyway, doing their surveillance and whatever. So anyway, he's taking his job seriously. He sees this bag. He radios to his superior, who's like the local bureau people, and they're like, again, like he always like is calling them, like, because they're like his superiors, and he doesn't have a gun or anything. So they're like, fine, we'll call ATF, like the people to come and check it out. So this is all happening during the concert. Hundreds of people are in this area, in this park. And the ATF guys come in, and they have like this little device where it's like a mirror basically, and they like check inside the bag. And then they're like, bomb, like it's a bomb. And they're like, holy crap, like, are you serious? So they do their best. It's an active bomb too. So they do their best to not cause a scene and like a panic and a stampede, but try to clear the area out as much as possible. He's doing his part, and like there's like a tower at the back of the park where he just did his his walkthrough, and it's the people who are doing the lights and stuff for the concert that are up on the stage. And so he's like, everybody gotta get out. No one's taking him seriously because he's done this a million times, you know, like no one takes him seriously. And the guy who's doing his light show, like the head producer, he's like, I'm not leaving, blah, blah. And he eventually gets out, and he's clearing out the space, and the bomb goes off. And people are injured. There's hundreds of people injured. 2 people die. And he is, you know, looked at as a hero because he's the one to, you know, notice the package, you know. So the FBI comes in. Basically, they have a job to do as far as like not creating fear, but safety, and telling the American people like they got their guy. So they need to catch somebody quickly. Like they need to get this wrapped up. So they're looking for people, but their focus ends up being on Jewel, the mall cop, the security guard. And they kind of like profile him as a hero bomber, like someone who is just like looking for his moment in the sun, you know, to shine. And they plan to bomb just enough to do a little bit of damage, but like they come out as the hero because they're the one who spotted it and whatnot. So anyway, and they do this because other people have come forward after, like, initially Jewel gets all this acclaim. Like, he's on Good Morning America. He's doing all these talk shows, and so he's like about to go meet Bill Clinton, like, and be presented as a hero, right? And one of his old coworkers, at the old police department, he actually was a police officer before, but he got fired because of something, insubordination, I don't know, but he got fired, and he also had been arrested for impersonating a police officer in the past. So it doesn't look good for this guy. So the FBI, they feel like they've got their guy, and his own mother starts to be like, they don't treat people like this that are innocent, because the FBI just goes in on him. They even try to like mislead him by asking him to come in and to speak to them under the pretense that they were going to like give him a recommendation. They just wanted to talk like police officer, you know, to police officer, you know, kind of thing. They're trying to get him to confess. And so they're like, well, if you were the bomber, like, what would you have done? And like, and this poor guy, he's not the smartest, you know, sharpest tool in the shed. And he's like talking to them, but he's feeling a little uncomfortable. And he's like, you guys don't think I did it? And they're like, what? We're just talking, you know, like, no, we're not just talking. Don't believe him. Anytime, lawyer, how many times do we have to watch Law and Order? As he always asks for a lawyer, even if you are innocent. They wanted him to say, like, and record it, I just planted a bomb in Centennial Park. For what they wanted to do was for their own voice recognition, so they can compare it to the voice that they had for the bomber who actually did call in 911. But that was the point where Jewel was like, I don't want to say this, like, and I don't want to say it, like, this doesn't feel right. So he had enough common sense to be like, I know this is like, we're just talking, and like this is for like a training video, but that's what they told him. So then his life is a living hell, like, for lack of better words. He the media is just at his house. They hound him, they follow him everywhere, they just plaster his face everywhere. And he is the bomber, hero bomber, Jewel. Just ruined this guy's life. There was also a reporter who was local in, I think this is all in, is this in Texas or no, this is in Atlanta. Atlanta. Her name is Kathy Stuggs. She is the reporter who first broke the case and brought Jewel's name in the media. She was the first one to get the scoop. So this is career making for her, right? And she just can't have any other narrative than Jewel. So even though everything's like just proving circumstantial, she's spinning it as a journalist to support the idea that he's doing it. And so are other news outlets, the bigger news outlets. Mind you, this entire time, the real bomber is out there. He's out there bombing other places. He bombs like abortion clinics, and he bombed some other place too. And the ATF people who were on the scene at the first bomb in Atlanta, they're like, this bomb is very sophisticated. It had like a plate that would help, a directional plate to help the bomb force in a certain direction. And they're like, this I'm sorry, but this Bubba can't, no, there's no way that he did this. And the evidence didn't prove to that, like the bomb evidence. And FBI did not want to hear what ATF had to say. The guy who was bombing, his intention was to kill as many people. He was just weird. He had like this, he wanted to be like God and like have control over people, and he wanted to control whether someone would live or die. And he was unsuccessful with, you know, every bomb. it only got to so many people. He wanted massive destruction. Finally, they decide to like listen to the evidence. And it was actually a student. There was a bomb that just went off. And everybody was like running towards the bomb. You know, like people were like, what's going on? What's going on? But there was a student on his balcony and he just saw this guy walking. He was the only one walking away from the area. And he just looked suspicious. And he's like, I'm going to follow him. He starts following him. The guy starts like running a little faster. He ducks into this place. He changes. He had like a wig on. He takes off the wig and he changes his clothes, and the kid is just following him. He follows him to the point where he's like, I need to call the police. They end up getting the license plate. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could remember a license plate number. They track down, it's a stolen car, of course. But now they have a suspect for these bombings, right? But they're still not putting two together. They're still ruining this other guy, the mall cop's life. The bomber, who really is doing all the bombing, he lives in like this really small town. And this town has a militia. Like they hate authority. Like they're kind of like stuck, like the Confederacy is still around kind of thing. And they have like this militia called the Regulators, and somehow they track down this guy. They put an APB on his car or something, and this small town cop sees it and reports it. The FBI get informed and they're like, stand down, don't go to this guy, like don't go up to this guy. And they're like, I'm like looking right at him. He's like in his trailer fixing something to eat. Like, let me just talk to him. And they're like, no, stand down, stand down. So the whole FBI come in, swooping with all their SUVs. Guy's long gone. This guy ends up being like out of the special forces. Like he's like one of those, not just like regular army guy. Like his field of expertise is like surviving in the wilderness and bombs. And like all the stuff to like last, you know, in the woods. But because the FBI swoops into this little town, the Regulators, the militia, are not happy about it. So this guy, the bomber, he's in the woods. But the Regulators are helping him because the bomber guy, he's very good at manipulating people. He said like he was bombing these places because he was doing God's will. God's like trying to save the babies, you know, from the abortion clinics and stuff like that. And so that's how he deceives the Regulators to do his bidding for him. So they finally like are open to the idea, like maybe like this is not our guy. Like Jewel is not our guy. But at this point they look really stupid to say like we got the wrong guy and we actually let the bomber like go for months. Horrible, you know? Like they don't want to admit that. And the Regulators at this point are still helping him, and they just see the FBI as a threat. So they're not assisting them with anything. They're making things actually harder for them to find him. I'm using my glow powder from Makeup Revolution to contour. The ATF people are like, listen, he's gonna do more damage. There's a guy like this, like he's not done yet. Turns out at this point the FBI have also set up like a huge like command center to look for him, because it's like been 3 weeks like looking for him in the woods. And he gets so close. He's planning bombs. He's planning on killing as many FBI agents as possible. The FBI convinces the Regulators, like, you guys are being played. Like, he's lying to you. He doesn't care. He wasn't, like, not doing God's will. He doesn't believe what you guys believe because he did the Atlanta bombing. They had to admit that this guy who's doing the bombings is the same guy who did the Atlanta bombing, for the regulators to understand that this guy does not care about saving babies. He just wants to kill people, to get them to finally understand, like, you cannot be protecting this person. So they finally do that, and they end up starting to work together now, the regulators and the FBI, looking for this guy in the woods. They finally get him surrounded where he has to get out of the woods. And he goes to like this local city, like this local town. He's so hungry at this point. Like, he has no food, no water. And he starts to dumpster dive behind this Taco Bell. And this is Fenty Beauty. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not doing a very good job telling you things. This is Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami Bronzer. Yeah, he's dumpster diving, eating like expired trash meat in a bag, you know? When a rookie officer comes up on him and says, like, freeze, with his flashlight. And that's how he gets caught. Not by the FBI, not by like the regulators, by some rookie cop who just happened to like stop him, like, from dumpster diving. Crazy, right? So even after catching this guy, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of my under eye powder, just because I want to have something to brush away for the fallout. And they finally admit, because he admits to all the bombings, that the FBI is gonna clear, like, what's his name, Jewel, the first guy, has nothing to do with it. He's not considered a suspect, a co-conspirator, anything. He's the sole person, this person that we have in custody. So this guy, Jewel, he still can get a job, even though he's cleared, even though, like, they know he didn't do it. People still believe, you know? All the news broadcasting companies offer retraction. They settle with him, except, guess who? The woman who first broke the story. Kathy Stuggs from that Atlanta, like the little Atlanta newspaper. Her pride was just so, like, she would not admit that she did wrong. This guy eventually, Jewel, moves on with his life. But it just took a lot. His poor mom. Like, I can't even imagine. Anyway, that's what I was watching on Netflix. Okay, so I'm gonna put my finishing powder on. I thought I was done with powder. Wrong. Sephora Micro Smoothing Powder. So I'm gonna spritz now to settle in all like 10,000 layers of powder. Now I'm gonna go in with some blush. My Beauty Counter blush in the color Date, my favorite. What I like to do, I typically just use the damp sponge to like pat everything in together, but I'm also gonna go in back with the Glow Recipe Niacinamide drops and put like a half a drop on the back of my hand and use this to tap everything in. All right, lips, we're almost done, guys. Woo! Thanks for being here today. You know, thanks for hanging in there. Like, is she ever gonna get to the end of this makeup tutorial? Ay, ay, ay. So for lippy, we're gonna do Rare Beauty Lip Soufflé in the color Thrilling, and then Beauty Counter's gloss in the color Sienna. finally, we made it, guys. So let me just fix my hair. All right, so this is the final look, guys. What do you guys think? Do we like it? Do we like it? It kind of didn't turn out super brown. It's more like a burgundy, like reddish eye, like smoky eye, but I'm not mad at it. I'm still practicing, but I love the lip. I love the lip. That turned out so good. But overall, I think I'm just gonna keep practicing. I have all those colors in that palette, as you can see, to try out. But this is something that I think is very beginner friendly, even though like it wasn't very friendly watching this probably. Like I struggled a lot, like, but that just comes with like more practice. So I hope you guys like this video. Did you guys like it? Like, do you like the products? Do you like how the makeup look turned out? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I would love it for you guys to be part of the Curvy Lady family. So make sure you subscribe, turn on that bell for notifications so you never miss a Curvy Lady upload, and leave a comment down below. What kind of look would you like to see from me next? Is there a particular product? What kind of videos do you want to see? Let me know. Talk to me. All right, guys, thanks again. Stay lovely. Bye.